Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum and very warm welcome to World This Morning. I'm your host Rida Shah.
Good morning, I'm Ahmed Nawaz, and once again, it's Monday. Monday is always special for me. I don't know why. I just feel that energy after the weekend of getting back to the work groove and saying a lot. And the weekend's been special as well. I think honoring the role of women in our society in every field, empowering them is what we needed. And it was a great time to honor our mother, our sister, of course, our wives as well. You've got to do that because that's what's required. And besides that, I think all about talking rights, Rida. I think it's time now that we talk a bit about our fitness routines as well.
That is true and that is why I'm wearing my joggers today. But wait, I'll hold you there. You like Mondays?
I love Mondays.
Really? Mondays are the hardest for me because after a week long of, resting and going out with your friends and watching movies, you have to, break that circle and go into the routine, everyday routine where you have to get up for work and, monotonous
Yeah, I know
thing.
people are like,
I
"Oh."
hate Mondays. Mondays are the hardest for me. But still, you're here with us and this Monday will be fun because we're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk to some athletes who are going to give us tips and share their stories with us about their fitness and how they got into this field.
And guess what? M for Mondays and M for marathon. So
Yay!
it rhymes already. And I'm going to have Rida introduce the guest. She's going to start it off because we've got people who are going to tell you about why fitness is so important, especially when we talk about running. And there's a slight misconception where people only think that it's for your physical fitness as well. I always talk about it being a great element to detoxify your mind of all that negativity, depression, and anxiety. If you've got that as well, I'll let you in on a little secret because I knew I wouldn't be able to wake up because I think it was about time we gave Shahzad and Shiza a day off as well. They deserve it as well.
Yeah.
They've been working very hard, but I knew I couldn't get up, so I got up a bit too early. And because I had time, so I went out, explored, jogged a bit, and then I realized the importance of what we have on the show today.
Exactly. And I would add to this is that I was reading this article and it said that even like people say money buys you happiness, right? So there was this research that if you exercise, it makes you as happy as a rich man.
Wow.
So if you don't have money, so just go out
Exercise.
and exercise.
You're
That
rich.
will, yeah. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest. Our first guest is Miss Sada Sayeda. She is an athlete and we're going to talk to her about her story, how she came here, and she's also a mother. So this is for all the women out there who give excuses like, oh no, I have a baby, I cannot be physically fit because it's not possible. So this is for all those women who make excuses. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Good morning. How are you?
I am very good.
It's
Thank you
it's
so much.
an honor having you on the show, knowing what you've done. Before the show, we were having a little chat. I'll guess we'll get to that as well. We've also been joined with Mr. Jamal Said, who's an athlete as well, organizes a lot of these things as well. He's an ultra marathon runner, so you can tell how much serious he is about this business. Good morning, Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum salam. I am fine.
Good to have you on the show. And we also have been joined with, I must say, legendary runner now. I have to say this because I think he's going to give us all the experience that is there about running and why is it so important. And he's got I think a number of awards to his name as well. He's none other than Mr. Eric Joseph. Good morning. How are you, Eric?
Good morning. I'm okay.
Good to have you on the show. It's
Thank
an
you.
honor. Right. I think we'll start with Sadaf.
Yeah.
Tell us about your journey because it was very interesting when we wanted to ask you how did this all start?
So I was running off and on here and there, but my coworkers basically run during lunch hour, and they kind of invited me to come run along with them. Quite a few of them are Boston qualified runners, really, really fast runners. So I would go out during lunch hour. They would encourage me, would run together, and that's how I kind of got into running. And then one of them pointed out that there was a half marathon coming up in a few months' time. If I wanted to join, do that. I said, sure, I'll join. So I registered for the half marathon, and then I got really scared that it's quite a bit of a distance. It's 21 kilometers. I was like, I have never done that kind of distance, so I practiced really hard. And eventually I ran a pretty good time for that half marathon as well. So
the thing is that you started a family, you have a baby. So how did you overcome that fear and got into running as a professional athlete?
So I started running before I had kids, so I was into running already. And when I had my kid in 2015, at that time I was already running. I had a goal to run all 50 states in the United States, so I had already done 21 states by then. And with the baby, everybody says, oh, okay, you won't be able to do much because now you have a child. But I was on maternity leave and didn't have much going on. So my husband's like, why don't you go run? And I said, oh, well, okay. Well, I packed my 24-day-old baby and I went for a run, Sundance.
With the baby?
With the baby. He was 24 days old, so we drove 10 hours to Sundance and we went and ran there a half marathon. It was a slow marathon, of course, because I had to take breaks, and I talked to the organizers that I would have to make feeding breaks and all that, and they were fine. So that took a while, but I finished that half marathon.
So is your baby taking inspiration from you?
Oh, yeah.
Because if I do some math, he must be 5 years old.
He's almost 5 years old, and he has run 17 5Ks on his own as well.
Whoa.
That is a lot.
That's a super baby if you want to talk about that. I can't imagine doing that right now, but imagine
Me
that.
neither. Although I'm wearing the shoes to deceive people that I'm a healthy person, but honestly, that's a lot. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so impressive.
Yep.
I guess it all comes from the motivation that she's given us, and I think that's how you're going to proceed with that as well, because we all of us, I think, just need that little push that we talk about, just
Yeah.
somebody to do that for us as well. And I think in terms of all that, because if we talk about the event that we're here to glorify as well, these people have also been to Malam Jabba, where me and Rida were very lucky to be about a month back and witness the beauties that that area had, and they've been able to have a marathon there as well.
And it's the first snow marathon in Pakistan.
so
this is the biggest thing about it.
Absolutely, I
That-
think the terrain and everything.
Yeah, and you know, the height of the slope is 9,000 feet above sea level. So I would wonder how you managed to run on that marathon and how was the whole journey?
So basically, I'm also with a club that does continent runs, so half marathon in every continent. So I was looking at Asia, and that's how I got connected to Jamal. And he said, well, he's organizing one snow marathon in Malam Jabba. And I was like, what better to do than in your own country to call for the continent? So I talked to him, and we got, connected and came. And it was just, a very tough weather, a very difficult run. It was puddles. My knees, was somewhere, I was down to my knees, and I was kind of wet and cold. And I was like, I flew all the way for this. I want to do it, so I cannot just, quit halfway through. But it was a tough run. But the weather, the beauty, natural beauty, is just really
It's worth
something
it.
worth
I
it.
guess it's worth it.
Definitely to go and see. So I really enjoyed it.
Right. So Jamal, tell us about the organizing of this first snow marathon in Pakistan.
This is my dream. I tried for a lot of year before this. I request for the big organization, please you do this. I lot of before do this run, and Nepal and Sland prawns. This is very easy, but in Pakistan, special, the Gilgit-Baltistan, Naltar area, and Khunjrab. So this is my own marathon and the snow. Lot of time I go there. I run there 100 kilometer, 2015, 2014. I 100 kilometer run there in Siachen Glacier.
Oh,
So this is my
that's
dream.
cold.
Please, this is my own marathon. You are see this is my Strava. Lot of people follow my Strava. Check. Now I request for the tourism department. He will accept. Okay, we will do this, but the people not agree. This is the rain and
Snow.
this is very hard. This is dangerous. You know, this is casualty. Any in case of
Injuries.
It was
injury.
indeed dangerous because
Yes,
the
it's
terrain
dangerous.
itself is very...
The people, this is rain. No, I'm not got for the morning for the run. Lot of my friends were agree before, but he is on time. He says, okay, this is rain. I no go there. So my organizer, the big organizer, Shahid Nadeem, he just said, okay, this is very hard for you. Okay, I do this. Please, you
I
not
take the
cancel.
challenge.
Yes, you not cancel. This is a challenge. I do this. So I'm very happy her the Samsung Group and the tourism department. So this is the first the good participant, lot of participants, especially and the Swabi marathon, the past marathon and past run competition are gonna participate the youngster. Sadaf is before kid my social media.
Yes.
He is saying this is a official running, not official. I agree with Sadaf. Okay, this is official. Please,
This
you
is
come
official.
there.
Yeah,
you
it is
person,
official.
yeah.
Yes.
And on a huge level, because you were telling us that 114 people participated in this.
Yeah.
So it was a tough competition,
yeah.
was it?
Well, there weren't very many people in half marathon because there were 3 categories. So there were
Okay.
like a 5K and a 10 and a half marathon.
Okay.
So I was in a half marathon category.
Oh, so how
But it
many
was-
people were you competing with?
I don't know exactly 20 people or
Cool.
in half
In the
marathon.
half-
Half marathon 25.
25, that's
25
still a big
Yeah.
number, I
Yeah.
must say.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about breaking boundaries here. You can realize the distance and you can give up. But Eric, I think the first thing that you have to do is beat your own self and your mind
Yeah.
that you can do this.
Yeah. I tell you, first run, I'm 12 years old, right? And after this, I run so many marathon, and I love running, right? And my health, right? I'm not taking any medicine. I'm near 60. So many people say, why you running and you die? I'm saying, no, I'm die on the bed. I'm die on the sofa and somewhere. I'm running. You know, I'm happy about running
Your
time
life and your health as well.
health as well.
It's very important
Yeah.
because, like you said, since 12 up till now,
Yeah.
so many marathons that you would have done.
Yes, I was run in Rome, Rome Marathon, and after this one Alpine Club in Pakistan,
Right.
100K, Kwai, Shora, Makra, Bere, Patike, Muzaffarabad, I done.
Yeah.
Yes,
done
I'm that
Very
time.
little places
Yes,
left for him now. I think he's
that
done
time I'm near 50, right? And older men that race first, and young people I'm sixth.
Okay.
That time.
So you were 6th in the young category as well.
Yes, yes.
So, are you sure you're not 25? Look at. You see, we always talk about this a lot, don't we? That you've got to overcome something in your life to just challenge your own self, and I think
Yeah.
that's the important of it.
That is very important, and I guess health is wealth. And if we realize that, we will let go of all the unhealthy activities that we do, unhealthy habits that we have. Because, you know, the South Asian cuisine, it's not
Yeah.
very healthy.
Heavy.
It has like oil and then fried things and then pakode. I love pakode, but still it's really unhealthy. So, with this sense that you want to achieve something in the field of athletes, you have that sense that you should eat healthy, you should exercise and everything like that. But what I'm trying to say is that it should not just be limited to the athletes, because we like I'm working here, so my health is equally important, and I should take care of it, and I should jog, I should eat healthy, and I should take inspiration from such people who
Yeah, because one thing you mentioned in particular is that you cannot have any excuses. We realize that our work routines tend to be very tough.
Exactly.
Sadaf also told us that her colleagues motivated her to do that. We've got a colleague here who doesn't see that work routine bothering him. I'm talking about Umar, because I
Yeah.
see him doing a 8-10 hour shift here. Of course, he's an anchor as well, appears on television, does a lot of
but
programming
I
as
think
well.
that
But
can't
he-
work for girls, because we have to put on makeup, and if we go out for a run,
Well,
it will be
that's
not
another
a good
barrier.
sight to see.
That's another barrier you got to overcome. But Umar does that very well, because I see him walking in the corridors, down in the driveway
Yeah.
that we've got, and I always ask him this, and he says, "This is the only time I get, so I've got to utilize it for this potential as well." But Sadaf, there's more to you than people know, because you just told us everything you've done, including, I think, one of the most daunting tasks of skydiving.
Oh, that is so exciting. Tell us all about it.
Well, so basically when I started working, I didn't have any other social circle. I was new in the United States at that time, and so I was looking at different things, and skydiving is something I always wanted to do as a child. I guess don't we all
Yeah.
want to do? So my brother pulled up a website and he's like, well, there's an option you can go try. So I went for one skydive. That's all what I wanted to do, but that was so exciting that I just got hooked.
Really?
I have about 480 jumps now.
Oh.
And
480?
480 jumps. These are just solo jumps, basically. So that's what I.
But how does it feel when you're up in the air and you look down? Because I'm always very excited about things
I guess
like
the question
this, that
would
I
be,
want to
on your first jump, did somebody push you or
push
did
you
you jump
exactly.
yourself?
Because
So my first jump was AFF, which is accelerated free fall. So 2 instructors go with you, but nobody is tied to you.
Oh, still scary.
So they stabilize you in the air, so you're not all over the place, because you would be otherwise. They stabilize you, but then when it's time to pull, they give you a signal, and then, or you have the altimeter on your hand anyways. So you pull and then they let go.
So you're an adventure enthusiast, or do you have to push yourself
I
sometimes?
enjoy adventures. I enjoy every sorts of
But
fun.
initial, the heart is sinking, and you're like, should I do this? Should I do
So
this?
it's a funny thing that people think that that's what you would feel, the sinking, the free fall feeling, if you will, the butterflies in your tummy. When you jump out of
Not
an
butterflies,
airplane.
I think elephants in your tummy, because that is how scary it is.
Actually, when you jump out of an airplane, you don't feel any of that, for a couple of reasons. One is the airplane noise is too much.
loud.
There's too much going on. Airplane is going at a certain speed, so 90 miles or 90 knots, whatever. So when you're falling down, you're not falling straight down. You're going at a trajectory, basically. So you don't feel the free fall effect like a quick drop. But if you jump out of a hot air balloon, I've done that too. I've jumped out of a helicopter, so there you feel the quick drop because you're basically stationary. On an airplane, you're going a trajectory, so you pick up speed, the down speed as you go. So, but the first jump, there's so much overload of information that you're concentrating on so many things. So, the first jump, I didn't feel scared per se. I was trying to impress my instructors at that time.
That I can do
But
it.
as the jumps proceeded, and when the instructors would let go and wouldn't be holding on to me, and that's when it got really scary. But then I was like, I will quit because I'm so scared. I'm never going to come back, but I will get a license so nobody can say I'm a chicken. But then when I started doing it, I got good at it, then I was like, I'm enjoying it, so why would I quit? And that's what with every sport I've tried.
I mean, I know people who've just jumped out and the only thing they remembered was to pull their chute and they immediately did that. So that tells you the amount of, but like I said, this is another thing we got to get in Pakistan because I've been dying to do skydiving inside our country and I think Sadaf can have a good career in being an instructor in skydiving.
Exactly, now she can train. But Ahmed, have you tried, what do you call it, at Kanpur, where you, cliff diving?
Yeah, I've done that.
Because I did that, I remember, and it was so scary because mid-air, I realized I had this strong regret that why did I do this? I had such a good life.
Let me tell you a funny story. My friends gave me two options. One was that I jump. The other one that was that they were going to throw me. So I thought, them throwing me and killing me, it's better that I jump and kill myself. So before even I reached the water, my eyes were closed and I literally felt that I'm dead. And once I touched the water, I felt that I'm back from the dead. So that's the feeling that you get with adventure.
And do you get that feeling with time stops?
Uh,
It stops, like you're in the
Time
air
stops.
and it stops and you're just like thinking about all the mistakes that you've made in life and it's replaying in your mind again and again. So do you feel like that?
It's kind of, no, if you get in that mode, it's pretty dangerous because you have only 45 seconds to do it all. So if you're in
45 seconds.
45 seconds of free fall.
That's it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, you can have another 45 seconds
I
and
think
crash
that
to the
would
ground.
feel like 45 minutes. So
yeah, because you remember we did what was it called?
Zip line, yeah.
And it really
at
felt-
Malam Javaski
at Samson's resort, we did that zip line, and that was a real test for me and my
no,
personal.
it wasn't thrilling at
Yeah,
all.
She's fine with it. I know. She's a bit-
because he scared me a lot. He was like, it's gonna go at 80 km per hour and
That's
you're
what it
gonna
said
be
on the
hanging
papers.
and stuff like that. So it wasn't like that.
That's what it said on the paper. So maybe they gotta correct that. But we've also got some pictures of Sadaf that we'd like to show you, and just to know the thrill that she's been going around.
And
she's
Sadaf,
been
as
doing-
the pictures come, can you please describe
and there's
what's
the baby.
going on? That's the baby. That's the winner.
Yes, so that's the Fort Smith marathon that I did with my, I guess he was 2 years old at that time, and he's in the stroller where I'm pushing. This is one of the runs that he's doing with the other kids. It's like a 50-yard dash, and I'm in the shoulder. That's one of the Minnesota runs that actually it's in an Indianapolis run. That's the Bowling Green.
Interesting.
So the state number says 13. So I was counting number of states
Of
that
the
I've
states
done
that
at
you've
that
done.
point.
So that's skiing, probably.
I'm also a cross-country skier, so there was one
And
of
this
the
is where?
races.
right, and a cyclist as
I'm
well.
a cyclist as well, and I've done
Oh,
long
wow.
distance. And that's my husband and I. We ran California one. This is one of the cycling adventures when I was 6 months along. This is half marathon when I was 7 months pregnant. So I've been doing this all along.
Wow, and that's your medal.
Yes, these are all the medals.
You must have a big
Yeah.
trophy case. That's what I must
That's
ask.
when my kid was 24 days old when I ran a half marathon. So he's in the stroller. You can see he's a little kid there. That's me, and this is I'm pulling my kid in a Burley on a bicycle.
Right.
Oh, that really tells a story, and she's got a motorbike as well. So is there anything that she
You
doesn't
are
know?
my inspiration.
We've met the Wonder Woman that we've been seeing all along in our lives. Right, let's talk about what the future has for marathons. You were telling me that you have a future plan for a big
Yeah.
marathon coming up.
And I think this in the next month I plan. I request for some good sponsor. I need. I want to do the Lahore to Mardan. Lahore to Mardan. I think.
And
that's
what
a
is the distance?
500 kilometer.
500 kilometers.
500 kilometer. So I want to do that maybe 5 day, maybe 6 day. But I need some good runner to make a team. And one my big dream from Karachi, Kapur, Pir to Punjab. This is a big dream.
One
But I
corner,
want
one
to
corner.
I want to record from Pakistan. But I don't know. My first run I start 1991. That time my age is 13 years. This is my world record, 1 hour 55 minute 30
1 hour
second.
55 minutes.
In
minute
that
of-
age.
for the full marathon. Full marathon. This only my school, government high school, Masabdar, and this is my he have this record. This is my physical instructor in there. He is retired from army. He is know this that we are he make the competition for district Mardan, Swabi, Charsada, and Peshawar. So I do this is way that time as a 13-year-old. So I start 1991 to now that I done 1056 marathon. This is my own marathon. That will participate the Dubai marathon.
And I think that is the most by any Pakistani in the world, I think. 1,056.
Yes, yeah. Now this is the continue. A lot of my Islamabad Sarina to Murray every time, every month, 2 and 3 ultra marathon. So recently my big run Mardan to Islamabad, 170 kilometer. I have done in 19 hours. So only I'm 3 runner.
Do you have a rocket in your shoes or something like that? 170 kilometers.
Your mind said there.
This is crazy.
Like same, my son is a 3 year. He had done this 3 kilometer. Now he has done the 5 kilometer run. Is a good runner. He has a 5K done in 25 minutes.
Oh.
Yes, Haris last it's the Swabi marathon. He had do it, and 170 kilometer. The last 5 kilometer he has participated me 5 kilometer. So maybe he is the next.
Next
focus for
athlete.
yes.
Right,
Best
of
runner.
Pakistan
Follow
will be
this, tend to
making.
follow
Yeah.
in your shoes as well.
Exactly, but the thing that I like most about Jamal Saab is that he loves marathons and he's organizing them. He's giving other people an opportunity to explore this horizon and giving them a platform.
Definitely.
So this
It
is very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely it
So
is.
now we want to introduce the technology. That's my request. Please, all runner use the mobile application. Please, you start the application, download the Strava, download the other application. So you do the run, you to the hiking and any physical activity. So you follow it. You
Follow it, yeah.
Map
follow,
it, yes.
map and everything. Big problem here is the mobile signal is not good and everything. When I run for this my own marathon, I on live show for the Facebook. This is tourism promoting. For example, I am run here to Manal and here to Hanpur, lot of
Yeah.
time, and start the in Islamabad to Hanpur dam, 53 kilometer. last year, two times I done this, but sometimes it's a signal problem. So how your people, how your wanted people you watch this?
Yeah. It's hard.
Only I have a little bit Garmin watch and different other technology. So please, I request for all runner, for all some people don't like a mobile, don't use the
Don't carry the
just
technology.
WhatsApp and Facebook and.
They're
This is a
disconnected
good
from
runner.
it.
Laptop. This is my experience at the Malam Jabal, Laptop, Pashtun, the different areas participate. But here, I talking. Okay, you give me WhatsApp number. I don't use.
What's up?
So how I
And what
make
is
this?
what is the reason? Why don't they use it? Is it
I
just because
think
the
some
disconnect
people,
from social media?
No, some area not signal.
Okay.
Yeah,
NKPK.
but
It's a big
technology
problem.
does have its
Yeah.
issues. But he's right, because connecting is what you want. And if you have things like this, then people tend to disconnect. And obviously, you need to be on the same page. And probably through this technology, Sadaf did connect to, of course, Jamal as well. And this is how did all of this. And we're going to continue this discussion. I'll be coming to Eric as well. I'll be asking from Eric what's the difference between international destinations that we've got, and especially the beauties that we have in Pakistan. I think all kinds of terrain. But right after this short break, you've got to stay tuned to World This Morning.
Good morning. So welcome back to World This Morning, and we were having a very interesting discussion, a very healthy discussion with our athletes. And now I'm going to ask Eric some of the questions that I have in mind. So Eric, what are the destinations that you have covered inside Pakistan? And the thing that I'm more interested is that you're a cyclist, you're a footballer, and you're a marathon runner. So what is the difference between each sport, and how do you explore these domains?
Sometimes all the muscles different, right?
Right.
And running muscles, cycling, and football. Football, I'm goalkeeper. I was playing in the Islamabad Electric Company I'm retired.
Right.
Right.
Interesting.
Yes. And sometime I'm morning time, I wake up myself and I'm brush and one glass of water and I take one banana, eat, and after that I'm going in the ground, race course, and sometime I'm run on the road, right? And I have very nice joggers,
Right.
different kind of marathon, 10K, 5K joggers.
They're all different.
Yes, all different.
Okay.
Sometimes people's running same joggers. That joggers trainer,
Right.
right? And after the race, you know, sometime people arrange the one competition. That time I'm change my jogger.
Right.
In the training time, I'm
Using
heavy joggers.
Okay.
After in the competition, I'm very light joggers.
Right.
That time I'm speed myself and very technique for the step and slow and steady, right? Stepping, mostly people are running very fast. I run very slow in the
Okay.
green area.
You begin slow and then you move
Yes,
forward.
yes.
Okay.
First, you know, people are running very fast.
Yeah, they
starting.
utilize all their energy.
Yes, yes, lost the energy and lost the muscles and you know, sometime inside all the feet and muscles and injury, yeah, damage, and start very not too fast, right, and slow. After the few time you take the run fast and you stable yourself and myself, right, and after that I'm complete the race.
Yeah, I think that is a very good technique because you get acquainted with the surroundings, you see
surrounding.
how hard the
Yes.
ground is,
Yes.
and then you get acquainted to it.
Yes, you talk to another, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Hello, hi, say
Exactly.
welcome to run fast, motivate the peoples. Yeah, all the tension. Yeah,
You need to you socialize with it as well, but I think it's very important to realize the technicalities of this as well. And I think Sadaf, people don't really know because they're not used to this of running long distances. Like you were mentioning in the break that you gotta start small, then achieve big. But once you're doing a 50 kilometer or an ultra marathon, if I call it, how do you tend to pace yourself?
So basically, like Eric said, you start slow and then you gradually pick up and then
Great.
keep a steady pace throughout your race. So you can't just go super fast, super slow, kind of mix that up. And most of the ultra runners, I'm not an ultra half marathon or ultra runner. Jamal can talk better about that. But I know that any of the distances, regardless of what distance you do, it comes down to a mind game than physical. So there is some training involved, sure, but a lot of it is the mental. Whether your mind will say, are you crazy? Stop, quit. You can give up. You can still give up. Like I was in Malam Jaba, there were people where the pace you're going is going to take you 2 hours, and I said, this is what's called half marathon. It will take me that long. So it's a mind game. The weather, the element is against you, but you've set a goal. And you're gonna ignore. Obviously, you shouldn't ignore the physical pain, but some of the pain is, helps you improve, and some of the pain is. So you're kind of a judge of your own body. You should know what pain is a good pain that is helping you improve, and
Building
what
your
pain,
muscles
right?
up.
What is building you up, and what is going to cause you a permanent injury. So I think everybody should be able to distinguish that to some degree. That what is my limit, and you shouldn't go beyond your limit.
And Sadaf, I want to ask this, that when you go into a race, what is the expectations in your mind? Are you going in to win, or are you just going in to have a good time, explore yourself?
When I go, I'm never in for a win. I'm just in to finish, and just finishing the distance alone, I think, is a big win.
Big win, yeah.
Because there are a lot of people who didn't even start. They didn't even leave their house to do anything. So for me, I want to better myself, but I don't compete with other people. I compete with myself. So whatever time I did in my previous half marathon or a 10K or 5K, whatever, I want to do a little better than my previous self.
I think this is a great takeaway. Don't compete with others, compete with yourself.
Yeah, you know, that's your biggest challenge, I think.
Exactly, and I think that is what makes us grow. Because if I see someone else who's running better, I'll start envying them, and that will be negative energy all around me. But if you compete with yourself, okay, last time I did 5 kilometers, okay, now I'll do 5.5. The next day I'll do 6.
Yeah.
And with that you start, and I think you build up on that, and that is a great way to improve yourself and to become an athlete, for starters. I think I'm
But I
very
think you
much
also gave a
motivated.
bit of interesting insight on this as well. That there's more to this. You're exploring nature.
Yeah.
You're socializing at the same time as
Exactly.
well. You're connecting to so many things that you're disconnected from while you're in your shells, your work routines, technology, and everything. So I think it really helps us in all of these domains.
Exactly, and mental development is, I think, the key of all of this, because we only focus on the physical aspect of it. Okay, you will be healthy, but you will be mentally healthy as well. Your soul will be satisfied, and I think every one of you who is watching us should take up their joggers and head to the running marathon anywhere. But you should start at least somewhere.
Yeah, start slow, but you definitely need to start, because that's the way to go forward as well. But talking about all of this, Jamal, do we need to consider that there is a special diet involved for runners as well? The food that you're taking, do you have to be very, very particular about what you have to eat and what not to eat?
I don't believe that my mind is my but I like the fruit and vegetable. I focus
More on them.
more and you know, the milk, but organic milk. You know, that's
Not the packaged
yes,
thing, yeah.
Nestle and different. So, yeah.
Okay. So you think that having like raw and organic stuff can really help you have the energy to compete in the competition. So eating healthy is very important. Do you think this is the one thing that an athlete should have? A good diet.
I tell you, I told, but I don't believe. But I wake up and start the run, non-stop, eat everything, eat.
Okay.
But you burn it. You burn all your calories.
Yes, I burn. But when I don't, for example, after the ultra marathon, I eat 4 and 3 days lot of. When I stop the run, not.
You don't feel like you lose your appetite.
Yes,
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
and Eric, I would like to ask you that at a certain age, people start getting all these illnesses, diseases like
Yeah.
my mother has blood pressure, my
Yeah.
father has sugar, and what they say is the one thing to beat it is to exercise. So what's
Exercise.
your take on that?
My doctor says, my family doctor, he say you are my ideal, right? Eric, my doctor says, I'm talking to another people, Eric is my ideal, right? Eric, BP, very
Stable.
ideal, stable,
Wow.
no sugar, no
Cholesterol, nothing.
cholesterol, nothing.
So this is
Yes.
the perks of having.
Yes, my diet, I'm sometimes, dal, right? And different dals I mix and soup and beans, red beans, different things, no dry. I'm put in the water. My wife, very nice food.
Yeah.
She cooks nice.
She
She
cooks
had
nice.
to, because
Yes.
if you've got a gentleman like Eric at your home, then you've got to be very particular. And I think apart from all those athletes that are there, and even if you're not an athlete, then whatever you're achieving, the credit really goes to your partner, because I think they tend to do that. Rida was just discussing with me about cutting down. For me, I'm trying to lose weight, obviously, but I think my wife's got to get all that credit, because that's how she's doing that. She's making me get involved in all those routines, cooking that diet food as well, because it's not easy, is it?
It's
Once you start
not.
dieting, because I think consistency is what
I
we
think
lack.
I have a condition of going hangry. When you go angry because you're hungry. So for people like this, it's so difficult to cut down, and I don't believe in dieting. I think one should like we were discussing, that you should have portions and eat like that. Not, I don't believe in keto diets and stuff like that, because when you're dieting, okay, you're losing weight and it's good, but you're not feeling good. I think exercise is very important. Eating food is important. If you like chocolates, eat them, but hit the gym or hit the marathon
Burn it
course,
off.
burn it up. Yeah,
Burn
I
it
think
up.
that is very important.
Yeah, definitely. That's got to be the key. But like I said, you've got to have a good routine. In, like you said, you got to know your body, so you got to know your food as well.
That's right. So you need to know. So, like Jamal and others said, I am not particular about food choices, so I would eat whatever. But I think moderation is the key. So you can't just be eating candy all the time or one particular vegetable. So you kind of add the variety and add flavors and enjoy all sorts of meals. Because
Exactly.
if you are into dieting, you're depriving yourself. Your body's telling you, okay, the body doesn't like that. So if you want to eat ice cream, go ahead, do that. But figure out a way to burn it off, like
Running.
running or cycling or whatever you do.
Yeah,
you know,
but
just-
don't deprive yourself of
Right.
food, people.
Yeah.
Food is love. I love food. I just absolutely love food.
Don't we all? But that being said, Sadaf, Jamal, and Eric, thank you so much for being on the show. I think you're an inspiration to all of us.
Exactly.
And we do hope that it's sometime in life, me and Rida and a lot of our colleagues do also start running, even if it is small distances
I
as well.
am inspired. I'm gonna be participating in the next marathon for sure.
Definitely, I think that's the way to go. But
A lot of people promise, but
No, trust me. I
never
will.
show up. But thank you so much. It's been
being
a
here,
real
yeah.
honor having you guys on the show, and
Appreciate it.
definitely we hope that you continue this journey. And like you said, I hope that more sponsors, more support gets involved, and you arrange this regularly
Yeah.
for Pakistan as well. Thank you so much for being on.
you.
Thank you.
Are
Thanks for having
promoting
us.
more. I like this.
Definitely, we have to, we have to. But that being said, that wraps up World this morning, and you can always catch the repeat on the very same channel, that is PTV World. You can log on to the Facebook page that is on your screens right now. Twitter is also there. It's Twitter, and you can see YouTube and Instagram. All social media handles are going to be there for World this morning, and definitely it's going to be another show tomorrow with another bunch of great guests as well. But sending out an inspiration, I think the message for the day is go out there, explore nature, find that one activity that you do, whether it's jogging, walking, running,
Cycling,
anything,
skydiving, anything.
explore the skies, but do it with passion. And like Rida was mentioning as well, that you got to beat your own self. I think
Yeah.
that's the take.
That is the
of
takeaway.
this
Don't
morning
compare
as well.
yourself to others. Just compare yourself to the person you were before.
And we're going to leave it at that with 1, 2, 3.
Good morning.